You're live with a full view on SABC News. Watching a developing story tonight, the return of a second group of South African men who were on the front lines of Russia's war with Ukraine. They're back in KZN tonight. The first group of 4 arrived back in the country last week. 19 men, mostly from KwaZulu-Natal, we're told were lured to Russia under false pretences for training, but they found themselves shipped off to fight war for Russia. SABC News reporter Ayanda Mhlongo has been watching this story for the various months, in fact, that we've been aware of what's going on, Ayanda, tonight at the Durban International Airport, or King Shaka International Airport, Ayanda, where those men arrived in the last 2 hours or so. Bring us up to speed with where we are now, because they were being processed by police earlier.
Thembekile, very good evening to you and good evening to our viewers. Well, joy and relief, Thembekile, would be an understatement. This is what these men are feeling. They are in disbelief that after 7 months in Russia, in the front lines of the war between Russia and Ukraine, that they this evening are finally home after the desperate pleas of their families and appeals to the South African government to ensure that they bring the men back home to South Africa. These 11 men are finally back. Let me just step out of shot. As you're saying, we're still outside the police station here at Durban's King Shaka Airport, where the men are still being processed, each of them giving statements to the police. It's still going to be a long night for them, as we'd imagine, 11 men, and each of them having to provide detailed statements to the police officers that are looking into the circumstances surrounding the recruitment of these men. But over the past 2 hours since we've been camped here, Thembekile, outside the police station, we've been seeing more and more family members arrive. Obviously, at this point, according to what we've been told, they are not able to interact yet with their families. They still need to provide those statements, but we have been seeing them come out just to get some fresh air under the police protection. There is, of course, heavy police protection here as well, and so they've been coming out of the station just to get some air, breathe some fresh air, and then go back as they await their turn, of course, to give their statements to the police. It's going to be a very important investigation, as we've been saying, reporting, Thembekile, that the authorities, of course, now have to look at the circumstances surrounding these men and whether or not this syndicate that recruited these men, who they are, and whether or not they other innocent people who may then fall prey to the syndicate. But of course, this afternoon, or since we've been here, we've not been alone. As I've mentioned, there have been some family members, but we've also been in communication, or conversation, should I say, with the ANC. And joining me now is a spokesperson of the ANC in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and we have been saying that the families and their pleas to the authorities did reach out to the African National Congress to please assist to ensure that these men are brought safely back. We spoke to you earlier on. Frontline, the spokesperson of the ANC, appreciate your time and for hanging around with us. We spoke before the men arrived. They are now finally here.
Indeed, we have seen them arriving. We have seen jubilation from family members. We are happy, as well as the ANC. We also want to appreciate members of the family who entrusted the ANC with the responsibility to intervene. The ANC remains the leader of society. When times like this, it's a call that you can't do to any political party, but it's a call that you can make to the ANC. We're grateful to the leadership of the ANC. When the matter was presented to the SG, the Secretary General, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, was able to engage the President so that this matter is processed properly within the channels of government.
Mr. Speaker, before I let you go, just very brief, of course, now the important is the next phase of what's going to happen now, this investigation. Now, as the African National Congress, you two have said that you want the authorities to get to the bottom of who are behind the recruiting of these men.
It's true. It's a matter that can't be left unattended, because if we do not allow law to take its course and for people to be accountable, this particular prey may take course again, and we may not have control depending on which country are they in now. So it is important for law enforcement agencies to get to the details, to a deeper understanding of what actually transpired, and those who are responsible, the syndicate that is responsible for this unbecoming, unethical behavior must be brought to book, and they must suffer the consequences of their actions.
SABC, thank you so much for your time. I'll leave it there. The spokesperson for the ANC in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, SABC, of course, also making that call at Mbegile, which the families that we've been speaking to throughout these 7 months since these men have been away, the families have also emphasized the fact that they want to see the individuals that were behind recruiting these men, that they want the authorities to take legal action against them. So it's still going to be a long night, as I was saying, for these men. We're not too sure at this point what time they will be done, but they will only be released once all of them have made their statements to the investigators, and then they'll be finally, after 7 months of being in Russia, stuck in Russia, they'll finally be able to make their way home.
A long night for all of you at the airport there, but just a quick one. You say they're going to be released after being processed. Is it guaranteed that all of them will be released? I ask that question in the context of the fact that there was uncertainty about their status as either people who were, for want of a better phrase, trafficked, or indeed mercenaries fighting on behalf of a foreign government in Russia.
Tembegile, at this point, we have not heard anything contrary. What we have been told, and the families have said to us, is that the communication they received from the authorities is once they have made their statements to the team of investigators, they will then be handed over to their families. What one supposes that the investigation that is still going to be underway will at some point then determine whether or not any action, legal action or criminal charges will be laid against these men. But for now, Tembegile, we understand that once they're done with this process, they will be allowed to go home to their families.
And Mhlongo, excellent reporting as always. Ayanda keeping an eye on the situation at Durban's King Shaka International Airport, where that balance, the remainder of those South African men who were taken, they say, under false pretenses to fight in Europe in the Russia-Ukraine war, have now come back.